Hello children, welcome back to our maths class, class 9 geometry. Today we shall begin with a new chapter, triangles. Children, kindly open your textbook to page number 24. The first theorem on page number 24. Theorem of remote interior angles of a triangle. So let us see the theorem. The statement says that the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of its remote interior angles. The measure of an exterior angle. Okay, the measure of an exterior angle. So now a triangle is been given to us, triangle PQR. Okay, now in triangle PQR, ray QR is extended to point S, so that become ray QS. Okay, now in triangle PQR, now the statement is the measure of an exterior angle. So here the exterior angle is angle PRS. This is the exterior angle. So the measure of exterior angle of a triangle, so the measure of this angle of a triangle is equal to, so is equal to the sum of its remote interior angle. So the sum of its remote interior angle. So we are going to take the two remote interior angles. One is angle PQR, okay, this angle, and the other one is angle, that is angle RPQ, or you can take it as QPR. Okay, so these are the two remote interior angle and this is the exterior angle. Okay, now what is given? They have given us that the measure of an exterior angle. So they have given us that in the figure that angle PRS is the exterior angle of a triangle PQR. And what we have to prove? We have to prove that angle PRS is equals to angle PQR plus angle QPR. So that is we have to prove. Next, now let us start with the proof. So now in triangle PQR, the first thing you're going to do, I'm going to add all the three angles of a triangle. Why? Because the sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay, so that means I will add angle PQR plus angle QRP plus angle QPR. So that is equals to 180 degree. That is equation 1. Okay. Next, angle PRQ. Okay. Angle PRQ plus angle PRS. So see, angle PRQ plus angle PRS is equals to 180. Why 180? Because angle PRS and angle PRQ, they form a linear pair and the sum of a linear pair is 180 degree. So angle PRQ plus angle PRS is equals to 180 degree. That is angles in linear pair, and I assume that is equation 2. Now we got both the equations is equals to 180 degree, right? So now from 1 and 2, I write in place of 180 degree I will substitute this, because since both the equations are 180, I can say that these two equations will be also equal. So I can write that as angle PQR plus angle QPR plus angle PRQ is equals to, now in place of 180 degree you will substitute this, that is angle PRQ plus angle PRS. Now let us see which angle can get cancelled. Okay, which angle can be eliminated. So the common angle, that is angle PRQ and angle PRQ, both are same. Okay, so since both the angles are same, I can cancel them. Okay, that is eliminating PRQ. So what do you get? You get angle PQR plus angle QPR is equals to angle PRS. is. So this is what we have to find out. So we got what has been required. So hence it is proved that the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of remote interior angles. Okay. Now let us see the next, the property of an exterior angle of a triangle. Okay. Now the property of an exterior angle of a triangle. Now let us see the statement. The sum of two positive numbers a and b. Now suppose there are two positive numbers. One is a, another one is b. Okay. So the sum of two positive numbers. That means when you add the two positive numbers, we get a plus b. So the sum of two positive number a plus b. The sum of two positive numbers a and b, that is a plus b, is greater than a and greater than b. That means I can say that the sum of two positive numbers, that is a plus b, will be greater than a, and also a plus b will be greater than b. So that is a property of an exterior angle. So using this rule, let us see the property related to the exterior angle of a triangle. Okay. So now we can see in triangle PQR, angle PRS is the exterior angle of the triangle PQR. Okay. Now since angle PRS is the exterior angle of triangle PQR, I can say that the exterior angle is greater than the remote interior angles. Okay. So angle PRS, so this angle will be greater than angle P. Okay. So angle PRS is greater than angle P, and angle PRS will be also greater than angle Q. So what does the statement means? The statement means that the exterior angle of a triangle is always greater than the remote interior angles. Okay. So now let us proceed further. Now children, in your textbook page number 26, exercise, that is solved example 3, is been omitted. Okay, this full page will be omitted, so just cancel that full page. And now go to page number 27 also. Solved example 4 is also been omitted. So you have to cancel this question, solved example 4. So from page number 26, solved example 3 is been omitted. And from page 27, solved example 4 is been omitted. Let us begin with practice set 3.1. The first question, in the figure, okay, the figure is already been given to us. In the figure, angle ACD is an exterior angle of triangle ABC. Okay, so ACD is exterior angle of triangle ABC, where angle B is 40 degree. So this is given to us as 40 degree, and angle A is given to us as 70 degree. And we have to find the measure of angle ACD. Okay, we have to find the measure of angle ACD. So what has been given to us? So you have to draw the figure. So you can see a figure is been drawn. Okay, where angle ACD is the exterior angle of the triangle. Then angle B is given to us how much? 40 degree. And angle A is given to us how much? 70 degree. Okay, and we have to find the measure of this angle ACD. Now we have already studied the property of remote interior angles, right? Okay, we just now studied the property related to remote interior angles. Now what is the property? The property says that the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the measures of its remote interior angles. So here there are two interior angles given to us, right? And we have to find the measure of this exterior angle. So I am going to use the property of remote interior angles. Okay, so that means angle ACD is the exterior angle. Okay, angle ACD is the exterior angle of triangle ABC, that has been given to us. Okay, so I am going to use the property of remote interior angles. Okay, that is angle ACD is equals to angle A plus angle B. Okay, I am using the property. You have to write the reason. Okay, reason is very important over here, so you have to mention the reason. Okay, but now angle A and angle B has been given to us, so in place of angle A and angle B, I will write the value for angle A, that is 70 degree, and the value for angle B is 40 degree. So that is equals to 70 plus 40 is equals to 110. So I write the answer, angle ACD is equals to 110 degree. Okay. Now let us see the second question. In triangle PQR, okay, in triangle PQR, okay, there is a triangle PQR. In triangle PQR, P is 70 degree, Q is 65 degree. You have to find the measure of angle R. So now in this question, we can see a triangle is given. They have not mentioned anything regarding exterior angle. Okay, and the measure of two angles are given to us. We have to find the measure of third angle, that is angle R. Okay, so now in a triangle, when the measure of two angles is given and we have to find the measure of third angle, we use the property of sum of measure of all the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. That is a property which we use. Okay, so now let us see. So in triangle PQR, suppose this is a triangle, okay, PQR, right? What is given? Angle P is given to us as 70 and angle Q is given to us as 65. Sorry, I have to find the measure of angle R. Okay, so I add all the three angles of the triangle, that is angle P plus angle Q plus angle R is equals to 180 degree. So sum of the measures of all angles of a triangle is 180. This is a short form I have written. Please write in the full word triangle. Okay, you write complete word triangle. Okay, so the sum of measures of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So now next, substituting the values, right? Angle P is 70, angle Q is 65. You have to find the measure of angle R. So that is equals to 180. Next step, 70 plus 65 is 135, plus angle R is 180. Therefore, angle R is 180 minus 135, which is equals to 45 degree. So you got the measure of angle R as 45 degree. Okay. Next, let us see the third question. The measure of angles of a triangle are x degree, x minus 20 degree, x minus 40 degree. Find the measure of each angle. Now here the measure of angles are given to us in the form of x. Okay, now what is x? We don't know. So we have to find the value of x. So after finding the value of x, I will get the measure of angle of x. Then I will find the measure of remaining two angles. Okay, so now let us start. So now first statement, I will assume let the given three be the angles of a triangle. Okay, x degree, x minus 20 degree and x minus 40 degree are the measures of angles of a triangle. Now there are three measure of angle given to us, right? So I will add all the given three angles. Okay, the same property which we used in the second sum. Okay, that is the sum of angles of all, sorry, the sum of measures of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay, so now we will use the property and we'll add the given three angles. X degree plus x, this is minus, okay, so x minus 20 degree plus x minus 40 degree is equals to 180 degree. I write the reason. Sum of the measures of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Next, I will open the bracket, right? So that is x plus x minus 20 plus x minus 40 is equals to 180 degree. Now I will count how many x are there. So 1, 2 and 3. There are 3x. So I write this. So here there is no number. So when there is no number, we assume that as 1. So 1, 2 and 3. So that is 3x, right? Now minus 20 and minus 40. Minus gives us plus. So 20 plus 40 is 60. Since greater number is 40 and it has a negative sign, so I write that as minus 60 is equals to 180. Next, this 60 I shift on the other side, so minus becomes plus. So 3x is equals to 180 plus 60, that is equals to 240. So 3x is equals to 240. This 3 I shift on other side, so here it is in the multiplication form. When I shift on that side, it becomes division. Therefore x is equals to 240 upon 3, which is equals to 80. So here we got the measure of x as 80 degrees. So that means x is the measure of first angle, that is 80 degree. Now I will find the measure of remaining two angles. So the measure of second angle is x minus 20 degree. That is, in place of x I will write the value for x, that is 80. So 80 minus 20, which is equals to 60. And the measure of third angle is x minus 40, that is 80 minus 40, which is equals to 40 degree. So you got the measures of all the three angles, right? So the measures of all the three angles are 80 degree, 60 degree and 40 degree. Now let us see the fourth sum. The measure of one angle of a triangle is twice the measure of its smallest angle. Okay, see the statement. The measure of one angle, okay, one of the angle of a triangle is twice the measure of its smallest angle. Twice the measure of its smallest angle. So we don't know which is the smallest angle. So first you are going to assume the smallest angle be x. Okay, you will assume the smallest angle. Why? Because they have said the measure of one of the angle of a triangle. One of the angle of a triangle is twice. Twice means 2 times the measure of smallest angles. That means one angle. Okay, from the triangle there are 3 triangles. So from those 3 angles, one of the angle is 2 times the measure of the smallest angle. So we don't know what is the smallest angle. Okay, so the smallest angle we will assume as x. So if this is x, then the measure of one angle is twice. Twice means 2 times x. Okay, and the measure of the other is thrice the measure of the smallest angle, and the measure of other angle is thrice. Thrice means 3 times. Okay, 3 times the measure of smallest angle means smallest angle is x, that is 3x. Okay, so find the measure of all the 3 angles. So now we'll assume, let the measure of the smallest angle be x. So if the smallest angle is x, then the measure of remaining 2 angles will be 2x and 3x, right? We have seen how we got 2x and 3x from the statement what is been given to us in the question. So the measure of the remaining 2 angles will be 2x and 3x. Now we have to find the measure of all the 3 angles. Now in the triangle they have given us the 3 angles in the form of x. So we have to find the value of x. So to find the value of x, we will first add the 3 angles. So when we add the 3 angles, the sum of 3 angles is equals to 180 degree. Okay, you're going to write the reason over here. I have not written the reason. Okay, I forgot to write. So you write, that is, sum of the measures of all angles is 180 degree. So you write that, mention it. So now I will add. Now here no number means 1. So 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. So x is there, so 6x is equals to 180. So x is equals to 180 upon 6, which is equals to 30. Therefore, x is equals to 30. That is the measure of first angle. Now the measure of second angle is 2x, that is 2 into 30, which is equals to 60. And the measure of the third angle is 3x, which is equals to 3 into 30, which is equals to 90. So you are going to write the final answer over here. Therefore, the measure of angles of a triangle are 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. Okay. So now next, let us see the next sum. The fifth question. Now, in the fifth question, they have shown the figure over here. We can see a figure is being shown to us, right? Now, using the measures of some angles given in the figure, we have to find the value of x, y and z. Now, here one angle is given to us as 100 degree and another angle is given to us as 140 degree. Okay, and we have to find the value for x, y and z. So now let us see the solution part. Now if we see the figure, okay, the figure is given to us. Now we can see we have to find the value of x, we have to find the value of y and we have to find the value of z. Right? So now, if I see the figure, in the figure I can see angle TEN is given to us as 100 degree, right? Angle TEN is given to us 100 degree, yes or no? So now, if angle TEN is given to me as 100 degree, angle NEM, okay, angle NEM I have to find, that is why I have to find it out. Now if I see a relation between these two angles form a linear pair, right? That means angle TEN and angle NEM is equals to 180 degree. Okay, that is linear pair of angles. So my first thing is I will write angle NEM and angle TEN is equals to 180, that is linear pair. So now TEN is 100 and NEM is y, which is equals to 180. Therefore y is equals to this 100 I shift on this side, 180 minus 100 is 80. So you get the measure of angle y is 80 degree. Okay. Next. Now angle EMN and angle EMR. Angle EMR is given to us as 140 degree and angle EMN is Z. Okay, so they form a linear pair. So angle EMR plus angle EMN is equals to 180 degree. Therefore, Z plus 140 is equals to 180. Therefore, Z is equals to 180 minus 140, which is equals to 40 degree. Okay. Now, let us see the third one. Now, we got y and z. We have to find the value for x. Now, in triangle NEM, we know y, we know z. We have to find x. So, I will add the three angles. Okay. So, I write using the angle property of a triangle, that is sum of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. I add all the three angles. So when I add, that is x plus y plus z is 180. So x plus 80 plus 80 plus 40 is 180. Therefore x is equals to 180 minus 120, that is 60. So you get a value of x as 60 degree. Okay. Next, sixth question. Question 6. In the figure, AB is parallel to DE. Okay, AB and DE are parallel. We have to find the measure of angle DRE. Okay, angle DRE and angle ARE. We have to find the measure of these two angles. Okay, so now let us start with the proof. Now we'll see the figure. Now in the figure they have said that AB is parallel to DE, right? So now if AB is parallel to DE, then AD is a transversal. Okay, sec AD is a transversal. So if AD is a transversal to two parallel lines, I can get an alternate angle over here. That is angle BAD and angle ADE. Okay, now angle BAD is already given to us as 70 degree. So if angle BAD is 70 degree, angle ADE will be also 70 degree. That is by alternate angles. So you can see over here. Okay, so AB is parallel to DE given, AD is a transversal. So I get the two alternate angles. If one is 70, the other is also 70. Now if angle ADE is 70 degree, then I can say that angle RDE is also 70 degree, because angle RDE belongs to angle ADE. Okay, so angle RDE is also 70 degree. That is equation 1. Next, now I take triangle RDE. Now in triangle RDE, okay, I will add all the three angles. Okay, you will add all the three angles. Why? Because I know the measure of this angle is 70 degree and I have to find the measure of angle R. Okay, so in the triangle two angles are there, then I can find the third angle. Okay, so using the property of sum of angles, I write angle DRE plus angle RDE plus angle DER is equals to 180 degree. Right? So now you will substitute the values. Okay, you will substitute the values, and so now I am going to substitute the values. That is angle DRE plus 70 plus 40 is equals to 180 degree. Okay, so now next, that is angle DRE is 180 minus 110, which is equals to 70 degree. So you got the value for angle DRE. Okay, so that means angle DRE, this angle we got it as 70 degree. Now we have to find the measure of angle ARE, this angle. Okay, angle ARE. Now if you see angle ARE and angle ERD, okay, angle ARE and angle ERD, they form a linear pair, right? So the sum of linear pair is 180 degree. So same I am going to use over here, angle ARE plus angle DRE is 180. So ARE plus 70 is 180. Therefore angle ARE is equals to 110 degree. Let's begin with the seventh sum. In triangle ABC, okay, in triangle ABC, so we have to draw a triangle first, where angle A and B are the bisectors of the triangle which intersect at point O. And angle C is given 70 degree. Okay, so we have to find the measure of angle AOB. So now let us see the figure. The question says that in triangle ABC, okay, angle A and B intersect each other at point O. Okay, and angle C is given to us as 70 degree. We have to find the measure of angle AOB. So this we have to find out. Angle AOB, we are supposed to find it out. So now let us see the solution part. Now let us assume, now angle B is divided into two parts and angle A is divided into two parts. Okay, so let us assume these two parts be x and x and these two parts be y and y. So let angle CBO and angle OBA is equals to x, and angle CAO and angle OAB is equals to y. Okay, I have written equation 1, this is equation 1, this is equation 2, and I write the reason ray BO and ray AO bisects angle B and angle A. Okay. Sorry. Next, now in triangle ABC, I will add all the three angles of the triangle. Okay. So in triangle ABC, angle ABC plus angle BAC plus angle ACB is equals to 180 degree. That is, sum of the measures of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Now, angle ABC, okay, angle ABC is divided into two equal parts. Okay, so in place of angle ABC, I will write, now I can write angle ABC as angle ABO, okay, ABO and angle OBC. Okay, I can write like this. Okay, angle ABC is divided into two angles. One is angle CBO, another is angle OBA. So in place of angle ABC, I write angle CBO plus angle OBA. Why? Because I add these two angles, I get the big triangle. So in place of these, I have written these two angles. Okay. Similarly, for angle BAC, when you add these two angles, I get the big angle. Okay. So I write angle CAO plus angle OAB. So in place of these, I have written this. Okay, and the third angle remain as it is because it's a single angle, there is no bisector from angle C. So that is equals to 180 degree. Next, now we have assumed the angles as x and y. Okay, so CBO and angle OBA is x, so x plus x, and the next is y plus y. Now this angle C is given to us as 70, which is equals to 180 degree. So next, 2x plus 2y plus 70 is 180. Therefore 2x, now 2 and 2. So from this 2 I can take common outside. So what is left? It is left with x plus y. And this 70 I shift on that side. That is 180 minus 70 is equals to 110. Therefore x plus y is equals to 55. Why 55? Because this is 110 upon 2. I shift the 2 on other side. So that becomes 55. So now I got the value of x plus y is equals to 55. Okay, so I assume that is equation 3. Now I take a smaller triangle because I want to find the measure of angle OBA. Okay, I want to find the measure of angle angle BOA. Okay, so to find the measure of this angle O, I will take the smaller triangle AOB. Now in this smaller triangle, I will add the three angles, that is angle OBA plus angle BAO plus angle AOB. Okay, so the sum of the three angles is equals to 180 degree, right? The sum of three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Now we have to find the measure of angle AOB. Okay, so I don't know what is the measure of angle AOB. We are finding it out, and we have to now angle OBA. Now angle OBA is x. So in place of angle OBA, we will write x, and angle OAB is y. So in place of angle OAB, I will write as y. So now let us see. So that is angle AOB plus x plus y is equals to 180 degree. But x plus y, we already got it as 55 over here. So in place of x plus y, I will write that as 55. So angle AOB plus 55 is 180. Therefore angle AOB is 180 minus 55, which is equals to 125. So you get the measure of angle AOB as 125. Okay. Now let us see the 8th sum. Now in the eighth sum, line AB is parallel to CD and PQ is a transversal. Okay, ray PT and ray QT are the bisectors of angle BPQ and angle PQD respectively. Then find the measure of angle PTQ. Okay, you have to prove that it is 90. Okay, you have to prove this is 90. PTQ is 90. Okay, so now let us see the solution part. So this sum is also similar like the 7th sum which we have done. Okay, so we'll just see. Now they have already stated that PT and QT are the bisectors of angle BPQ and PQD. So I assume this two as X and this two as Y, right? So angle BPT is X and angle PT and angle TPQ is X. Next, angle PQT is Y and angle TQD is also Y. So that is equation 2. Reason I have written PT and QT bisects angle BPQ and angle PQD respectively. Now they have given us that AB is parallel to CD. Okay, they have given to us that AB is parallel to CD. So since AB is parallel to CD, PQ is a transversal. Okay, so on transversal PQ, I get angle BPQ. Okay, angle BPQ and angle PQD is equals to 180. Okay, these two angles is equals to 180. Why? Because they are interior angles. Okay, they are interior angles. That is, using interior angle theorem, I get the sum of 2 is equals to 180 degree. But angle BPQ, okay, angle BPQ is divided into two parts. So that means when I add angle BPT and angle TPQ, I get this entire angle BPQ. So in place of angle BPQ, I write angle BPT, okay, angle BPT plus angle TPQ. Okay, I have written this. Now next is angle PQD. So same way for angle PQD, I get angle PQT and angle TQD. Okay, so that is I have written here is equals to 180 degree. That is angle addition property. So now BPT and TPQ is X and X and the other one is Y and Y. So that is equals to 180, right? So X plus X is 2X and Y plus Y is 2Y is 180. 2 is common. Okay, I shift this 2 on that side, that is X plus Y is equals to 90 degree. So now we got the value for X plus Y is 90. I assume that is equation 3. Okay. Now what I have to prove? I have to prove that angle PTQ is 90. This I have to prove 90. So to prove that 90, I will take this triangle PQT. Okay, I will take the smaller triangle PQT and I will add all the three angles. That is angle TPQ plus angle TQP plus angle PTQ, which is equals to 180 degree. So I have added three angles and I have written the reason. Sum of measures of all angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Okay, so now I know angle TPQ is X, right? Angle TPQ is X and angle TQP is Y, right? TQP is Y. I have to find PTQ. Okay, so X plus Y is equals X plus Y plus angle PTQ is 180, but X plus Y is how much we got? 90. Okay, so in place of X plus Y I write 90 plus angle PTQ is equals to 180. Therefore angle PTQ is equals to 90 degree. Okay, so means we have proved angle PTQ is 90. Now question number 9 is been omitted, so just make a note of it in your textbook. Okay, question 9 is been omitted. Now let us proceed to the next question. Last question of the exercise. Okay, 9 has been omitted. 10th question. Now in the question, if you see your textbook, they have said that line DE is parallel to line GF. Okay, EG and FG are the bisectors, okay, of angle DEF and angle DFM. Okay, so I assume this half angle as x and this as x, this as y and this as y. Okay, and we have to prove that angle DEG is half of angle EDF, and next we have to prove EF and FG are equal. So I have to prove these two equal. Okay, so now first we'll prove the angle. First we'll see the angles. Now we'll assume angle DEG and angle GEF is x, and then next we assume angle DFG and angle GFM as y, 1 and 2, and I have written the reason. Okay, now we know angle DEF is angle DEG plus angle GEF. So I have written angle addition property. Both are x, so x plus x, which is equals to 2x. So I got measure of angle DEF is equals to 2x. Now they have already said that DE and FG are parallel. So if DE and FG are parallel, I can first take DF as a transversal. Okay, you can take DF as a transversal. Okay, DF is a transversal. So if I take DF as a transversal, I get angle DEF, okay, angle EDF and angle DFG as alternate angle because they form a Z formation. Okay, so I have written EDF is equals to DFG, that is alternate angle. Now we know angle DFG is y. So if angle DFG is y, angle EDF will be also equals to y. Okay, because they are equal. So this I assume as equation 4. Next, now I take EM as a transversal. So now when I take EM as a transversal, okay, EM is a transversal, so I get angle DEF, okay, angle, this angle DEF and angle angle DEF and angle GFM. Okay, they are equal. Why they are equal? Because they are corresponding angles. Okay, so angle DEF is equals to angle GFM. Okay, I assume that is equation 5. But now if I see angle DEF, I assume, okay, angle DEF I got as 2x. So in place of angle DEF, I can write as 2x is equals to angle GFM. Angle GFM is already assumed as y. Okay, so I get y is equals to 2x, that is equation 6. Okay, and what I can do, I can shift this 2 on this side. Okay, so when I shift the 2 on that side, it becomes x is equals to 1 upon 2 y. Now x is 1 upon 2 into y. Now what is the value of x? X are these two angles, angle DEG and angle GF. But in the equation we have to prove angle DEG. So I will take angle DEG. So in place of x, I take angle DEG is half of angle y. Now angle y is DFG and GFM. But in the equation I need EDF. Okay, in the equation I need EDF. And if I see over here, okay, if I see over here, angle EDF and angle DFG is equals to y. So I can take angle DFG. Okay, why DFG? Because DFG and EDF are equal and that is equals to y. So in place of y, I will write angle EDF. Okay, so I have written EDF. So I got from 1 and 2. So I have proved the first state. Okay, the first statement is I have proved here. Okay, angle DEG is half of angle EDF. Now I have to prove the second statement. The second statement is I have to prove EF and FG are equal. Okay, so what can I do now? Now, if you see the figure, angle GFM is the exterior angle of the triangle. Okay, GFM is the exterior angle of the triangle. Okay, so I'm going to use the property of remote interior angles, that is GFM. Okay, now I take triangle GEF. I'm taking triangle GEF. Why I take triangle GEF? Because I need these two sides which belongs to the triangle GEF. So using the remote interior angle property, angle GFM is equals to angle GEF plus angle EGF. Okay, so I will show you. I will first explain the written part. I have written it over here. Okay, so you can see it is remote interior angles theorem. Okay, now next. But if you see the figure, now angle GFM we have assumed as GFM. We have assumed as Y. Okay, so in place of GFM I assume as Y. GEF is X and EGF we have to find out. Okay, so now but Y is equals to 2x over here, right? Y is equals to 2x. So in place of Y I write 2x is equals to x plus angle EGF. So this x I shift on that side, that becomes minus x, so that is equals to x. So angle EGF is equals to x. I got angle EGF as angle angle EGF is equals to x. Now I take triangle EGF. Now in triangle EGF, okay, angle GEF, okay, angle GEF and means this angle GEF and angle EGF, this angle, okay, angle GEF and angle EGF are equal. Okay, how will I get those two angles equal? That is here. Angle GEF is also equals to x, right? And here EGF also I got as x. So these two, GEF and EGF, both are equal to x. So since both are equal, that means these two are equal to x. I can say that both are congruent. Okay, so since two angles are congruent in a triangle, I can say the opposite sides are also congruent, right? So which is opposite side to angle G? The opposite side to angle G is EF. The opposite side to angle E is GF. Okay, so by using the converse of isosceles triangle theorem, I prove that EF is equals to FG. Okay, hence I have proved. Okay, so for homework you have to complete the practice set 3.1 entire in your book and also copy the theorem of remote interior angles.